Have you ever been driving on the highway and you come across this pilot car, maybe an escort vehicle? It says, wide load ahead, oversized load, right? You ever see this? Highway 299, and you take alert. You're like, something's coming. Something really big is coming. I better move over. Move over. Something huge is coming. Right? They have flashing lights. They got the flags. They got a big giant sign. And they're saying, pay attention to me. Look here, because something is coming behind me that you want to see. Right? He's getting your attention, not for himself, but for what's behind him. Right? What is coming after him is actually the most important thing that he wants you to see. And I think John the Baptist is kind of like this car. He's telling you, I'm the pilot car. I'm the escort vehicle. I want you to notice me only because what's coming behind me is really, really important. I'm not the main draw. I'm just preparing the way for what's coming behind. Does that make sense? Something much more important is right behind me. And John uses the analogy of a groomsman helping a groom as he's getting ready for the wedding. And many times in Jewish society, it wasn't like you're at the church, last few minutes. This was a long, drawn-out process. The groom is getting ready. If you remember in the Bible, they talked about we as the church are the bride of Christ. And we should be being prepared for the groom who is God. Right? We should be getting ready. And so as the bride is getting ready, the groomsman is coming, and the groom's best man is helping the bride and paying attention and waiting for the groom to come. And John is saying, I see the groom. I hear him. He's coming, and I'm super excited. Right? He's super excited. And he's preaching to the people, repent. Prepare yourself. Like I've been to a lot of weddings. At my own wedding, my wife spent hours getting ready for the wedding day. How many of you can know what I'm talking about? That many times brides take hours and hours getting ready. And so the biblical analogy here is, if we know Jesus is coming back for us, should we be getting ready? John is saying, repent of your sin, cleanse yourself, get ready, Jesus is coming back. Right? Get ready. I think the crazy part about John, he was crazy bold. John the Baptist was one of the most bold prophets that we had. He rebuked the Pharisees, the Sadducees. He rebuked kings, King Agrippa. He said what God told him to say. He said it to everybody. He was bold, but he also clearly said, I'm not the groom. I'm just the groom's assistant. I'm simply his friend, declaring what's coming behind. And in verse 30, he says, he must become greater, and I must become less. Some translations say, he must increase, and I must decrease. And as I read that the first time, I kind of argued. Do you ever play like devil's advocate in your head? Like you argue in your head? I thought, how can Jesus become greater? If he's already God, Jesus was perfect, how can he get better or greater? Right? Does that come into your head? And so here's how I explained it to myself. I go back to the pilot car. It's helpful for me. Does the pilot car want you to take notice of them? At the very beginning, they do. But is there a point in time where they say, quit focusing on me? Now you got to focus on what's behind me.